Hello and welcome everyone to a new YouTube video here on my channel. Today we go with SIMIC MUTATE. This deck was played by Julio and he went in the top 8 on the Planeswalker Podcast Tournament this Saturday on Seth Manifield's channel where I was casting, and yeah, it was great to watch, and I just want to bring this deck here. I have in the outro the cards I would change in general and why I would change it. So just go to the end if you want to just know what I would change. It's not a lot, but it's just some cards I think that I would change to the sideboard. The main deck I would keep the same. This is basically a Scute Swarm deck in a Mutate shell itself. I will go over the cards and explain you some secrets I learned with the deck and from Julio itself. If I do say something wrong, Julio, just please leave a message in the comment below. Okay, we're going to start here with a 1-off Chainweb Aracnir. I guess this is just against rogues as a 1-off because it's a 1 mana 1/2 reach card. When it comes to play, we do damage to target creature flying, and that damage is the amount of power this card has. We can escape it for 5, and it comes in with 3+1/+1 marks, and so it's a 4/5, which does 4 damage to a flyer, which is really, really strong. And it's not even a fight, it's just damage to a flyer. So yeah, I can see this as a 1-off, makes sense. We have 3 Gilded Goose here, 1 mana 0/2. We create a food token, we can sacrifice the food token, we can get a mana until end of turn for any color. It's basically a mutate target plus a ramped spell, so I really like the Gilded Goose in this deck. We can also make food here, but that's just second hand. But yeah, the reason here, definitely for the mutate. Then, on the 2 slot, Pollywog Symbiote. I wished I had the better artwork for this, but yeah. 2 mana, 1/3. Each creature spell you cast costs 1 less to cast if it has mutate. So this is really, really powerful, right? It makes our mutate cheaper and it makes our creature with mutate cheaper. So this is definitely a 4-off in this deck, and since we play a lot of mutate cards, and whenever we mutate, we also draw a card and we discard a card. 2 Scavenging Ooze, 2 reasons. There are many cards or many decks where you want to get rid of certain cards in the graveyard. It works also to get rid of your cards in your graveyard against rogues. And it's just a 2 mana 2/2 that just gets bigger over time. It's also a Ooze, so we can mutate over it, which is really, really good as well. Tangled Florahedron. It's a 2 mana 1/1 tap 1 green source. It's basically just a ramp creature, a mana dog. But it can also be a land. It can also be a land, which is really nice. So really flexible to have this here as well. I like it. It's also a mutate target again. So it's nice to have creatures as mutate target, which is really important. Then we come to the MVP in this deck, which is Scute Swarm, 3 mana 1/1 landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If you control 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of Scute Swarm instead. So here we have to say air is a copy, right? A copy of this card. If we mutate Scute Swarm, we have 6 lands, we play a land, we get a copy of this card, right? So let's say we have this card, we have a Parcelbeast over Scute Swarm, we get copies of this card then, like the combination, right? So mutate with Scute Swarm is a really, really nice mechanic, and this is the aim of this deck. And you're gonna see it in the first game, in like 3 minutes, we already copying mutated creatures, which is just ridiculous. And once we did this, we have multiple parts, so it's you only can ref it. It's hard to deal with it in general. So now we come to our mutate pile. We have 2 Gemrazer here, 4 mana for 4, mutates for 3 as reach and trample, which is already really strong. Whenever this creature mutates, destroy target artifact or enchantment opponent control. So there's trails, there's tomes, there are Stonecurl Serpent, there are multiple cards we can target. So Gemrazer is definitely a nice card. We have only 2 here. If the meta stays like this, I think 2 is correct, so I think this is nice. Migratory Greathorn. This card is absolutely a house in this deck. It's a 4 mana 3/4, 3 mana mutate. Whenever this creature mutate, we search a land, basic land in our library and put it on the battlefield. So this works really well with the Scute Swarm as well. Just overall really strong. Sometimes you get 2 lands. I just love it. Then Parcelbeast, 4 mana 2/4, mutate 2. We can pay 1 and we look at the top card of the library. If it is a land, we can play it. If it's not, we can put it on our hand. So here It's sometimes you forget about this, that you actually can get a land off the top, and I did forget it, but I called out my mistake, and it's a really interesting card, especially the mutate for 2 is really nice. Then we play Dreamtail Heron, 5 mana, 3/4, mutate 4. Whenever this creature mutates, draw a card. That's it, we draw a card, but still it's really nice with the Scute Swarm, and it's a flyer. It's really nice to have flying, some evasion on your creature, which is great. Pouncing Shoreshark, 5 mana, 4/3. When you mutate, we can bounce a creature target opponent's control. Mutate cost is 4 and it's flash, so we can also flash mutate. Right off, only a 1-off. There's not too many cards you actually want to bounce. There are certain decks against mono green classic, you definitely want to have that card, so there's more on the sideboard. But overall, I see only having one here. Starrix. So this is probably the most powerful card. Sorry. 5 mana, 6/6. That is fine, right? That is fine. Mutate 6. Whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile X permanent cards, where X is the number of times this creature has mutated. Put those permanent cards on the battlefield. So let's say you have a mutated card that mutated twice. You Starrix mutate on that card, which makes 3. We take the top 3 cards and put those cards in the battlefield. You can hit Viviens, you can hit all the creatures. It's really powerful, and you can go off with this. I mean, we had Viviens in those games a lot, and it's really nice. And here we have Vivien, 5 mana, 3 loyalty. We can check the top card of our library, and we can actually play the mutate side as well. So that's really, really important. +1, we create a 3/3 green beast creature token, and we can give it Vigilance, Trample, or I think Reach. And the -2 is really impressive in this deck. When we cast our next creature spell, we can search in our library for a creature with less CMC than the creature card we just played. This also counts for mutate. So if we mutate, which is still a creature spell, the -2 still activates. And with the -2, you usually get cards like Scute Swarm, which is your main combo in this deck. So Vivien makes totally sense, and this card is so powerful overall. Like, this Planeswalker wins games alone. Is the mana base. We have 6 lands that we can sacrifice to get another land, just to make sure we have enough landfall triggers. Sideboard, we have 2 Chainweb Aracnir, just to have multiple cards against rogues. Also Soulguile Lantern, this card you see mostly against Rakdos, you can see it against rogues as well, makes sense there. Asset Symbiote is against the aggressive decks, a 2 mana 2/2, whenever we mutate, this gets +1/+1, the mutated creature gets +1/+1, and we gain 2 life. So we gain life here, which is really good. Ooze, again, and 1 more if we really need it. There's a lot of decks where we actually need it, so it makes sense to have 1 here. Garruk's Harbinger, really great card. 3 mana 4/3, really nice. Hexproof from black, so it cannot be spot removed by black cards. I like this card against rogues. I like this card against all the decks that run a lot of black removal spells. And whenever we deal combat damage with Garruk, we can check the top cards of our library. And so it's 4 because of the damage that Garruk's Harbinger dealt, and we can take a creature card on our hand. I really like this card. Lead a Stampede, 3 mana, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of creature cards from among them and put the reveal card into your hand. Put the rest on bottom of your library in any order. This is actually gas, right? There's a lot of creatures here. I never used it though, but I think it's a strong card. I think it's a really strong card. 3 mana, draw 5 potential is really impressive. I like it. Not sure where we bring it in, so Julio, let us know why you put this card here. I can see this in a more grindy matchup where you just need to find all your cards. Oakhame Adversary, 4 mana, 2/3 Death Touch. This spell costs 2 less if opponent plays a green creature or has a green permanent, I mean. So it's a 2 mana, 2/3 Death Touch. Whenever this deals damage, we draw a card. Really good card. Then we also have the Pouncing Shoreshark, as we just had one in the main. And yeah, this is the deck. I've really enjoyed it. I will definitely play it on stream as well. So if you like it, please give me a subscribe and a comment. Also just give me a thumbs up. It works out well. Yeah, this is the deck. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. Even now, just talking is tiring. But I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, have fun with it. Bye. Okay, let's go. Play against Holy Lasagna. Okay, yeah, our rank is really bad. I mean, many decks, and we can start first. Yeah, we're gonna keep this hand. This is a pretty solid hand here. Got some good turns. Let's keep. I think we actually start evolving rights on green, so we can actually mutate this for 2 green. It doesn't. Okay. Opponent is going for the Mulligan Tribal here. I mean, it's definitely Chao Feo. Oh, yeah. Sure, you can keep this, but maybe I really want the double green here. Scrying. So far, could be a Croxet deck. Rakdos or Grixis is what I'm looking at here. So keeping the Ooze here is definitely important, because you want to use this when there's no real removal. So we see a Migratory here. Migratory definitely more on the annoying side of things. There's nothing we do here. I mean, sure I can do this, but this Death Touch is really hard to deal with right now. Get the attack, which is good for us. Channeler, good card. Okay, so we go a bit white now. Usually we want to use the Gemrazer always on the Scute Swarms, which is, I think, the most important thing. If we hit 6 lands, then we actually copy Scute Swarm with Gemrazer on it, so getting multiple Gemrazer is nice. Hopefully there's no removal spell. Rankle is pretty good, but at least the minus is not that strong. We should take damage. Maybe we have to discard here. Discarding is annoying, but we would discard Scute Swarm. Okay. It's a 3/4, which is really nice. The tapping is a bit off. I think it's Gemrazer. It's just too strong to do this here. Under. The forest. And we get a copy of it. And attack with this. So now opponent probably realized what's going on here. Now they need 2 removal, because this will just keep copying. And next turn we get another 2 flyer here, which is really strong. Yeah. That's what this deck does. It is annoying. It is annoying. Okay, and they know, like, okay, I need to find something here. This goes out of hand really fast. So they didn't even let us Evolving Wilds. Okay, so we play the Lanterns. We play the additional Ooze. Don't want to play this one. Parcelbeast is a bit too slow. And I would say Garruk Harbinger is actually good. You got a land here on the draw. That dies really fast. The bounce. I think we do it like this. I could see playing a Parcelbeast instead of the Shark, but Shark is so strong against Croc, so I mean we definitely like to bounce it, because it's hard to deal with it in general. And since we are SIMIC colors, it's usually not that easy to deal with creatures on the board, right? So having a bounce is most likely our only option. Sure, in green there's a lot of removal spell like Primal Might and Ramthrough. But yeah, we don't play those cards in this deck. We're gonna play the blue-green bounce cards. Yep. Well, at least we managed to pull it off in the first game. That's pretty cool. I wish we could have played the Evolving Rights just for showing it to you guys how cool this is. Yep. Yeah, that's a keep. That's a keep. Turn 1, turn 2, everything looks fine. Sure, we don't have a lot of lands, but Symbiotic here is really nice. I really need the alternative art for this card. But when I was in the store, they didn't have that anymore. And then I was like, yeah, sure, I get the other ones. And that's why I got the other ones. I really like Garruk's Harbinger. It's such an amazing card. We got an Ooze, which is also really good. So Mire Triton kinda keeps us off from doing things, which I don't like. So yeah, so there's the Mire Triton. Not happy about this, obviously. Kinda lucky there. I think we're gonna play the Ooze here. And we pass. So main reason to play Ooze here is first, it can take a removal spell, but it's not a Heartless Act because they know we can use the food from the Goose. We take that damage because we will not block with the Ooze here. Definitely not. Shade is a really decent card. Shade cannot block though. Okay. Really important to find the land here. We're gonna attack here. I know we take 5 damage, but we still have the food and our Ooze does things, so that's pretty nice. I wanted to play the Symbiote before I used the Heron. We still have one more card we can take away. But there's no creature, so it's not worth it right now. It was just important to get that counter here on. I mean, sure they can attack there, but... Okay. What is opponent doing? Tapped land. So, opted not to play this removal spell here. Sure. Gonna take damage. Our turn. So with Evolving Rights we get another insect token, which is really nice. So I think it was correct to attack here. Just end. Sure, I wish to play this card if you have 6 lands, but I think in this position it's way better to play it now. Because those insects just block their creatures. Because it's a 2-1 and a 3-1. And we still have the Ooze, and we can also make another token. It's a tough spot for opponent. And if they try to get the card back, we're just gonna Ooze the vessel with our Goose and the food. Timorette, okay. Sure. So, nothing really too dangerous here. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Could have kept this one, but I take another land here. Yep. One short for going off really hard. This is where we do this. Just gonna attack. and pass the turn. So if we draw land, we get more flyers now. I cannot do it now, which is... Well. Crocs has to go. So what do you say, even? Oh, okay, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, sadly we didn't do that well. Starrix is, I mean, is an okay card here. I think we're gonna try to find the cover cards. And then we pass. Well, we one turn off. I have to say I did not expect an extinction event at all. That got me pretty hard. I mean, they play a lot of even cards though, so it's a really good card against odd. They have 3 scries here as well. That Mire Triton is not fun. Definitely not fun. We still control the board here, and with Mutate we can draw 2 cards in this card too, which is also very good. Double top. Double top. Well, we do not like to see Croxa. Croxa and Croxa back. So actually I'm thinking of using our Ooze really soon as well. Okay, that's a Mutate. I think we're gonna do it over this because it has protection from black, so it's hard to remove it. Do we put under or over? I think we put it under. It doesn't matter too much, but it's 4 damage here. They don't have flyers, so we can easily go in to draw a card here with the Garg's Harbinger. It's a pretty good one. Okay, I think this is gonna be it. I kind of want to use the shark on the Harbinger as well. Looks to me like they have another extinction right here. Oof. Okay. So, you. There's another creature. You. I mean, we're still in an okay position here. I think I want to go a bit wider here now. Let's make this Ooze hit for a little bit more. If they have another extinction event here, it's be painful. If they play a creature, we can bounce it with the Shoreshark next turn. So it's quite important to dodge another extinction, but I also didn't expect the Storm's Wrath here, to be honest. Like, why? So they need 2 creatures here. Because we're gonna bounce that one. Okay, so they have, so we force them to block with this. Croxa. Opponent goes on 3. Now we protected from an extinction event. Okay, yeah, we cannot react to it anyways. As long as we have this card in, we can keep bouncing. Sure. We can make this flying next turn. Yeah, that's GG. Ooze is such a powerful card. We're gonna fly now. Okay. Let's go. So that was a really interesting game. At least we could showcase it game 1. Let's go to the next game. Luvak. Let's go. Yeah. I mean, Parcelbeast on Ooze is pretty good, and we're on the draw, right? So find another one. What? Yep. We definitely played out here. I mean, what's interesting here is this a food blink deck? Celestia. It's a Celestia's list. Interesting. Sometimes you can actually wait here for a turn just to get the ability. But I think it was fine. So it's an Absent list. Okay, that's an Absent Blink Yorion food list. I'm not even sure how you call this. I'm pretty sure that's the way to call it. We're gonna play an Ooze here. Gonna use the Parcelbeast ability. They have the trails there. We were missing a green source, so we can actually not Gemrazer there. Wow, they didn't draw with the Ooze there. Why didn't they go for the trails ability there? There could be an ECD coming. Sure. Okay. The wolf is no fun. Yep. I just want to set this up, I think. It's maybe too greedy, but I kind of want to set this up. If we dodge a removal on the Scute Swarm, we're really, really good. Because then we start Gemrazer the Scute Swarm and we get the copy. So let's hope. Definitely a greedy play. But I'm okay. That's an Ooze, that's fine. A Goose, I mean. So dodging Wolf here, best case scenario. Best for us would be taking Yori on hand, playing Ooze. Goose. Because if this Swarm survives, we go off next turn. That's triggering. Oh my god, I have an oops here. I should have played this in reaction to get the land in, so I would have a copy and then I could use it. Just realized that was a huge mistake. That was a huge mistake, guys. Maybe get the Vivien here. Yeah, this was huge. So I totally forgot about this. If we hit a card with Parcelbeast in reaction to the wolf there, we could get the land in, get a copy of it, and then we still safe, right? As long as we have the copy, then we mutate on the token and we just keep doing it. So sorry guys for doing this mistake. I had a really long weekend so far with the tournament and everything. But yeah, at least I figured out my mistake. This was it. Having a 6/6 definitely helps. The wolves are pretty good with Yarn as well. Yeah, sure. So next time we get actually rid of Trail, which is important. Yeah, that's good for us. Oven, sure. Parcelbeast doing work, by the way. Under. And we're gonna use this on this one. Having 6/6 is definitely the best. You have to double Wicked Wolf, right? Yep. Ooh, Vivien and this one. That's pretty good.
Every creature deserves life, and I will protect them.
I feel I do minus here.
I hope things get out of hand.
So we'll get the Scute Swarm here. We get the Scute Swarm, then we get another Scute Swarm, right? So I think this was definitely the right choice. Okay, what do we have? Lots of green creatures. Play that one. The bounce effects are annoying. Not sure if the Shark is the best card. Garruk, Harbinger, usually decent. Definitely keeping in the Gemrazer. Liking the 2 Force as well. Gonna cut the land here, usually on the draw. Don't like this one too much. Oozes are okayish. Probably the Symbiote is better than the Ooze here. Well, we don't know. It could be Troll as well. It could be Troll Kings, right? Like a strange absent food version with Troll Kings. It's possible. It's possible. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. I have to say, this artwork is I would just play this deck in paper because of the artwork. Like, it's so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. Let's go. Definitely Ooze here. Yeah. Ooze. So this is a card we now have access to mutate on. They just look so good. Apparition, kind of sad, but yeah. It is what it is here, right? Okay. So what we're gonna do here is we play this card. Next turn we're gonna play this. Play the Fabled Passage and use the Parcelbeast or the Swarm. Okay, so if Parcelbeast survives, we're really happy here. Since we were gonna make copies soon of this. We have a Migratory Greathorn. If we find a land here. That's painful. That's a painful one. Sometimes I'm not sure if you keep it like one turn later, but it's... I'm not too sure about it. Over. Okay. I mean, we still have the Heron. We get another land here. Ooze is not bad at all, even though we cannot even use it right now. They missing lands. Never mind. It's a really interesting deck to play, and there are a lot of scenarios where you actually have to think. Like, where should I put it on? Okay, so at least our Greathorn is safe here. Which is important. A flyer. Okay, that's a lot of lands. There's a lot of lands. So we wait until he finds Starrix, I guess. And then with Starrix you can always hit really strong cards. Okay, that's really bad. It's really bad. Do we have an out here? I think this is a game where I definitely have to rewatch it. I'm like, okay, I could have played this or this or this. And maybe you have to keep the Scute Swarm longer. Julio, if you've watched this and people ask questions, please let us know. It's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. I think the configuration is correct. Sometimes I really think I want to have like 2 negates in the sideboard. 2 negates would be really nice. I'm not sure if I want that 2 mana mutate gain life card. Are there that many aggressive decks where you actually want to use it? If I have an island, this hand would be really good. Okay, this is really risky. I just do it. I can ramp. Sometimes it works out. Finding an island here and the game is completely open. I mean, I want the island, but I don't need it now. I think it's better to play this on curve. Yep, seems better. When I play the symbiote here, just to filter the hand a little bit better. I'm gonna keep this on my hand. If I can, I'm gonna mutate this one next turn. So we have a 5 mana creature that dodges the Skycliffe apparition. That was a really risky keep here. Okay. Well, it is what it is, huh? So we dodged the Skycliffe here, so I think it's the best place. The best case scenario. With Parcelbeast, you get a draw. We get another draw if we activate Parcelbeast. I kinda like it. Because we need to find our cards, right? Oof, that's a really good one. I kinda have to do it here. I have to, it's just way too strong not to do. At this point it doesn't matter. Okay, let's find, we draw a card and we get 2 cards into the game. If we hit a Vivien or something, it's not bad. Okay, so that Scute Swarm is really cool because we can Scute Swarm, Parcelbeast, Evolving Wilds. Oh, this is gonna be a really good turn. They're kind of forced to ECG here. I really want to play this and I hope they'll let us do it because it's so fun to do. Starrix is good here. Okay, this, I'm already looking so forward to this. Sure, Gemrazer is actually also nice. Holocranos, okay. Okay, no, it's just too good to do it on Starrix. If we hit like lands, it's really nice. Yeah, that's pretty good. How much mana? 4. So 1, 2, 3. I need to play actually this one.
I'd like you to meet my friend.
We're gonna keep our Pouncing Shoreshark up here. I mean, it would have been nice to have multiple Parcelbeasts, but we got a Vivien with this line, and this seems like the best play. Yeah, we got this. Was not too sure about the line, but yeah, the deck is really cool, guys. Definitely shout out again to Julio. Yeah, I will do the outro now. Check it out, what I would change, and yeah, see you next time. Wow, okay, this deck was super fun. Thanks, Julio, again for playing this deck at our Planeswalker tournament with Jason Floro and Seth Mainfield. So I really love the deck. The only thing I maybe would change is finding space for negates. Ugin seems like a really hard match. You don't have anything against Ugin, so having like 2 negates here would really benefit the deck. I think I would cut Ascent Symbiote. It's good against aggressive decks, I guess, because you get the life, but I think in a good position there anyway. So I would cut a Symbiote here and maybe another card. I'm not sure about Lead the Stampede. I can see the card, but I would probably cut the Lead the Stampede and the Ascent Symbiote here just to get the negates in. So this would be my overall deck. But yeah, it was really fun. Again, thanks to our Patreon, and yeah, hope you like it. If you like this type of video, and if you like me taking decks from our Patreons or from the community itself, just let me know, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment. See you next time.